Okay, thanks. Some of the ladies will have a hard time swallowing this, and while some of you may be familiar with the idea, others may not be aware of its significance. Additionally, women today have a sense of self-worth that is far too inflated to be comparable to their actual market value. I'll give you an excellent illustration of this. I occasionally have a consulting book. Women occasionally send me requests to make videos on topics they are stuck on. Additionally, I recently had this one when she was in her late 30s. She was very wealthy. At the job she was doing, she was earning between $30,000 and $1,000 a month. She had achieved success for herself. She realized that she had decoded the company into one where she worked for herself, broadcast information, and made some money. Additionally, however, there is a catch. She had 2 children, one of whom she had earlier this year, in her late 30s, almost before she turned 40. She has therefore given birth to a child, and the other one appears to be under the age of 4. Additionally, she harangued me by saying, "I need your help finding the guy. I am single. I am a single parent. My story is as follows. I have a lot of money, but I want an alpha male who is smarter and has more money than I do." Now, this is not exactly novel. You might think that this is the first time this has occurred, or that I haven't heard of it before, but it occurs quite frequently. She didn't know how much she was worth in the market. Is it true that when she was younger, she was a pretty woman? Because she provided me with a link to her social media feed, I am aware of all of these details. She was attractive when she was younger, but who knows what else led to her having 2 children and marrying. Her appearance has significantly deteriorated. Be that as it may, she was where she felt entitled with a child in her tow and a little kid separated. Her significant other left her, by the way, since he engaged with another lady, yet she felt qualified for a higher worth person than the one that had left her for one more lady with kids in tow. She believes that he will be an alpha male and earn more money than she does. And I'll be honest with you, there is no man in her age range, because she will only have opportunities in that age range where she would be willing to take care of another man's children. Take on the burden of dealing with all the drama associated with that for a woman whose market value is far below its peak. Women reach their apex at 23, 22, and 23. After that, their decline continues. Men, on the other hand, can reach their peak much later in life. Men can peak later in life, perhaps in their late 30s or even closer to 40, depending on how well they take care of themselves. So when they do, it's good for them. However, there is a significant gap, and women's self-entitlement in their market value is significantly higher. And it's just because they've received so much unrestricted attention throughout their entire lives, mostly from men and betas who are just throwing it at them constantly. It comes from social media. This woman left a company with only one business model once more to work for herself, earning more than $30,000 per month. Had a loyal fan base, attracted the focus because of the products she was promoting and selling. I imagine her audience consisted primarily of women out of a large number of people. However, due to one of her demands, no sane man would choose an alpha male who earns more than $31,000 per month. We know that women are very amorously active, so they always want more than they have. Most of the time, women only date and marry up on the socioeconomic scale for short periods. If it's Alpha C and they just want to have one night, they can spend the night with a guy who just got out of jail if he's alpha enough. However, hypergamy asserts once more that they only date and get married. As a result, you need to be aware that women today have a sense of self-worth that is overly entitled and the conviction that they are significantly more valuable than their actual market value. That is a struggle for women. They find it extremely difficult to accept the possibility of hitting a wall at some point. Realize that that was an eye-opener. Wow. They usually realize at some point that I need to lower my expectations, because no matter how much money women make, they do not share it with men. I need a more realistic standard of my worth. Men are naive. Women are part of our gold pot. Women don't share their wealth with men over long periods. They have high standards. Again, as I mentioned about this woman's request, they meet someone with better circumstances. Of course, it's so alpha to check all of these boxes. Many of the expectations that women seem to have are things like must be funny, must be sweet, must love, must be kind, and must accept my children as their own must be able to do. And it's as if they have a list of 250 things they want you to meet for you to date a woman in her late 30s who has children under the age of 1. She broke up with the guy she was with. I told her right away that either you need to lower her expectations of what she wanted, or you need to take back the father of her children because it was better for them, and she won't do much better. That is the cold, hard truth, even though I saw pictures of the man in the feet. That is the harsh, cold reality that women find difficult to accept. It must be understood by men. It is unlikely that women will want to accept it at some point. But once more, this fact